Okay, so going over how we secure the surfboards on top of the new truck. These are just basic Yakima racks. So let me just go over how to strap them in. Once you have the boards up on top, you're gonna take this strap, feed it through the clamp, pull it tight. Once it's tight, you'll take the extra and stick it underneath so it's not flapping around. So when we're leaving the truck at the launch ramp, we're getting some people a lot more people using the launch ramp now. So we want to try to keep the vehicle secured. So just another thing to remember is make sure that all of our camper is locked all the way around, and that key is located on the truck key. When you're leaving on the boat, we're going to leave this key in the cab of the truck. You can either put it in the visor or in the cup holder, just kind of hidden away. These new Ford trucks have the door code located on the outside. So if for any reason you have to go to a different launch ramp to pull out of the water or take a patient somewhere else, another crew can come and grab the truck and drive it to you and not have to search for the keys. The code to the door is going to be located underneath the seat, the captain's seat. Guys, just to make sure that when you're driving around in this, just to turn the radios on, you have to have the battery switch turned on for your radios to work. On the console here, there's also going to be the gate code to remind you if you forget the gate code. Okay, so a few more things to remind guys. I know we're getting close. Everybody's almost done with their sign-offs. And so we want to go over keeping the boat in the state of readiness. When you're done or you're leaving the boat or leaving the station, it should always be the same, so that the next guy doesn't have to make sure that everything's good before he deploys off on a rescue or training. So I just want to go over a few things on how we're keeping stuff in the back of the truck. So we're always going to have these two bags, these two dry bags. One dry bag is going to have 4 wetsuits and 4 sets of booties. So we're kind of going with the larger sizes, just so it kind of canvases a larger group of people. If you're smaller, you'll still fit in one of the large sizes. I think it'll just be a little loose, but it'll work, keep you warm. So there's a large tall, a large, an extra large, and an extra large tall in here with anywhere from size 11 booties to size 13 booties already in this bag. In this bag, we have 4 sets of fins, fin belt, and helmet. That we have 2 larges and 2 extra larges in this bag ready to go. If you guys remember from training, anytime we go out on a deployment, you can grab both of these bags, throw them in the boat, and you should be ready to go, get dressed on the way out, or if you have time, obviously get dressed on the launch ramp. And then take the bags with you. These are dry bag or wet bags, so they can get wet. Everything in them can get wet. They dry off easy. On the flip side of that, when you guys are coming back and you do use this bag, try to make this bag as clean as you can when you bring it back, rolling up the wetsuits nicely, not throwing them in here like this, so that they're easily taken out and used by whoever's going to use them next, so we don't have to search around for the right size. Things being dirty and thrown in here just going to make this wetsuit material not last very long. So if you're done, if you use a wetsuit or a pair of booties and they do get wet, hang them up on the dry rack. In the bin in the back of the truck here, there's more wetsuits that are dry and ready to go. You can take those out, roll those up nicely like this. Fold the arms in, fold the legs in, and then roll it up to the neck. If we roll it up to the neck, it should look something like this, nice and tight. and whoever's going to use it now can look at the neck and see what size they're looking at. We put all 4 in the bag with the neck up, and it just makes it simpler for everybody to find the size that they need. All right, some new equipment that we also have on the truck that I want to go over is we're carrying a couple dry bags now, so that when we go on a response, we can throw our monitor and our airway bag in some dry bags, and we won't have to worry about them getting ruined. The med box is totally sealed, so we figure that's going to be good enough to keep that stuff dry. So let me just go over these dry bags real quick that are located in the back of the truck. We have 2 sizes. One's a little smaller than the other. The smaller one fits the monitor, so this is our smaller one. And our larger one, it's going to fit the airway bag. So real quick to go over how they're used. Open it up. Go grab your airway bag and your big dry bag. Once the airway bag is in, to make this a sealed bag, we're going to tighten up the top, get a little bit of the air out, roll it down until it's tight. Take your clips, and if you wanted to secure it more, there's other clips on here, make it tighter. And now we can use it as a backpack. It's totally waterproof, and it might actually even float with a little bit of air left in the bag. One more time, going over the dry bag, putting the monitor in. Grab it in all the way, get a little bit of the air out. Take the top of the bag, roll it down. Take your clips. And now the monitor will stay dry. Once you have them set up, we can just keep them in the boat now. I know before we were trying to shove them up here, but being in the dry bag, I think it'll be safe out in the open. Something like that. All right, one more thing. I know it's simple, but we just feel like we need to talk about it so that our stuff lasts, because a lot of the time it's just going to be sitting in the back of the truck, and if it's sitting with a bunch of salt on it and corroded back in these bags, it's not going to last us very long. So when we're done using it, especially if it got wet, try to wash it off, wipe it down. If it is wet, you can hang it and dry it, and just let the oncoming crew know that you have stuff drying that needs to be put away later, or put it away in the morning before you go off shift. But this is how we put them away. You take the bottom and you just start rolling it up. Okay, make sure all the straps are in. Just roll it up nice and tight. And we're going to try to keep them in these bags so that they stay nice for longer than they would otherwise. Just goes back in the bag. Tighten up the strap. And then, like I said, we're going to store them in the back of the truck here. Okay, on the starboard side cabinet, we're going to keep all our utility stuff. So like ropes, things that are going to get wet, they're okay putting wet back in here, so we can keep the corrosion to a minimal. We have a cargo net here that we'll try to put out a video on as soon as we get around to it. but just wanted to go over some things real quick just to get everybody on the same page when we're putting the boat back in a ready position. We're keeping all our ropes on this side. Anything that's going to be used in the water or get wet, it's going to be in this compartment. Okay, so a couple more things I want to go over is just the compartments and what we're storing in there and how we're storing things. So on the port side here, we're going to try to keep the stuff that we don't want to get wet and corroded. We have four PFDs. Some towels. There's about 5 towels in here. I don't see the need for having any more than that. It's more just cluttering up the compartment. 2 sets of weather gear, so 2 jackets and 2 pairs of pants. A couple warming blankets, and some gloves, and some fin belts for those of you that already have your rescue gear. I don't think we gave everybody fin belts, so if you don't have a fin belt, there'll be one located in the boat for you if you're deploying on a rescue. One more thing we just want to reiterate is if now we're getting guys signed off on you're able to take the boat out, or even if you go out to get signed off on your task book, we want to make sure that everybody's filling out our log. So that way we're keeping track of how many hours are on the boat and who took it out last and stuff like that. So that's located in the book. Boat maintenance, use, and logbook. There's a training log in here to log our hours, the date you took it out, and sign and put your badge number. There's also a daily checkout on here, so if you're working down here for whatever reason, we're going to try to get this filled out every day, so that way we know everything's up to date. There's wetsuits ready to roll, all the equipment's ready to deploy. All the little things are tightened up. So we're going to try to start implementing this, and just wanted to put that out there for you guys. So this will also be located underneath the captain's seat. One more piece of equipment we've also added is a set of binoculars. We purchased a pretty good set of binoculars. It has a couple features on it that'll be useful for us in the water. They're marine grade, but you still have to keep them clean and dry them after you use them so that they don't get corroded. The marine grade is going to give you a compass and a heading, so if you're trying to locate something on the water, it'll give you a heading to go to, and north, south, east, and west. These are also going to be stored underneath the captain's seat in this bag. Let's just go over our new waterproof radio. It's waterproof up to 10 feet, water resistant. It also floats. So this is something that you can take in the water as a rescue swimmer to be able to communicate. It's a little different than our radios. The power button is located on the front here. This blue button turns the radio on. The channels that we need are already pre-programmed in. Channel 9, we can click through our favorites. Channel 16, 21 alpha, and 22 alpha. If you need to turn the volume up, the volume is located on the button here. It says volume. When you can click through to volume will now flash. Now you can turn the volume up and down. You see the number changing. And your beep will get louder as your volume goes up or down. There's also a squelch. You can change the squelch to more of a squelch or less of a squelch depending on how good your comms are coming in. The screw on the top is confusing because I know our radios, this is a volume or a channel change. This is actually a cover for an external mic you can plug into your ear. So this does nothing for volume. Leave that nice and tight so water doesn't get in. And then our push to talk on the side, and then a belt clip if you need to belt it, or a radio strap. The clarity on this is pretty good. We've used it a couple times in training, and I think it's going to be a good addition to be able to get in the water and not worry about our comms getting messed up. Okay, I just wanted to show you where we're storing this. Also be aware, if you're down here and you're checking out the boat, check this radio because it's not going to be attached to a charger while it's sitting in the boat. The charger is located in the BC's office. The battery meter is on here. When you turn it on, it's easy, you can figure it out. It's on the screen, it says the battery life. But we're going to be storing it underneath the captain's seat.